Number 11, another AFC team, the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix got completely overshadowed by Jaden Daniels and then all of the talk about my guy Caleb Williams. Bo Nix had 29 touchdowns last year.
He was good.
That's second most for a rookie ever to Justin Herbert, no big deal. But the Broncos, they add Hufanga, they add Greenlaw to their defense, which was already a borderline top 5 unit, depending on what stat you want to go with. Now it's year 2 for Bo Nix with Sean Payton. They had the playoff experience from last year. It's a very solid team that just nobody talks about because of the AFC West.
Well, then, first off, let's get this way out of the top. I didn't let Bo Nix get overshadowed. I talked about the Denver Broncos every single week from the moment he was drafted, all throughout the summer, all throughout the preseason, all throughout the regular season, all throughout the offseason now. Make no mistake about that. This is what I don't get. You see what Danny says here, but then you compare it to this. We say we say that Bo Nix had such an amazing year, yet he's behind Drake May. He's next to J.J. McCarthy, who's never taken a snap. He's behind Kyler Murray, 75-year-old Aaron Rodgers. He's below Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Love, Dak, etc. So you can't hide behind the fact that you're like, well, Bo Nix actually had a great year, but it was overshadowed because of Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams in terms of popularity and success to a degree with Jaden, but then still continue to do something like this. If you want to make the argument that the media and whatnot, like, it got overshadowed from it, like, yeah, that makes total sense, but then, like, explain why you don't think Bo Nix's awesome year was then not that awesome. Because if Bo Nix was really that awesome and this roster has been upgraded, this defense has been upgraded, an awesome offensive line, an awesome coach in Sean Payton, and Bo Nix, who had an awesome year, is now going to be in year 2, then why won't the Denver Broncos be awesome? So that's where I'm kind of like, where are we here? Now, to be fair, when you look at this top 12 teams, like it's a list of plenty of good teams, obviously, right? No one's going to really argue about the Eagles and the Chiefs and the Lions, the Bills, the Ravens, and whatnot. So I get it. And to be fair, Jaden Daniels had an awesome year, and now they're dropped down to 9, but I think for the wrong reasons, which I'm going to make in a separate video. But you have a team like the Rams and the 49ers and the Bengals. Like, and that, to me, are probably the 3 teams that you really have to explain why you think a team like the Broncos can't get more momentum than them. I do believe that Bengals offense was legit, and Joe Burrow is truly a special quarterback, but the defense was obviously a mess. And granted, if that defense is significantly better or just average, then that Bengals team will be obviously significantly better. But compare that to the Broncos offense, which should now be significantly better just by virtue of a second year now with Bo Nix, and that defense will be even better than what it was before, and that offense with now should be more weapons and a run game should be even better. So it's like, okay, so that's a step forward. The 49ers, they should be better just by virtue of being healthier. It's like, okay, and they have a better defensive coach now in Robert Saleh. It's like, okay, so that should be better. And you give some healthier weapons around Purdy, he'll be better. Shanahan's always been a great coach. It's like, okay, so they'll be better. It's like, okay. And the Rams, it's like they got another weapon. I mean, that's really the big move. They should be healthier, I suppose. Their defense should continue to be pretty legit. And it's like, okay. So I guess what I question is like, we're confident, though, that a team like the 49ers or the Bengals or the Rams will either take a pretty big step forward from the year before or just kind of stay around the same but like nudge forward a little bit. But then the Broncos, who have made pretty prominent offseason moves, especially defensively, they're not going to be able to take a step forward. Like, it's actually kind of quite interesting to me. Now, not factoring in schedule, not factoring in division, not factoring in any of that. Do not care about any of that right now. I really don't. It just means nothing to me right now. I'm not trying to predict who's going to have more wins. Like, that's just, I don't care. But where are you so confident that a team like the 49ers will be better than the Denver Broncos? Do you think that they have a better roster? Yes or no? Do they have a better coach? Yes or no? Do they have a better quarterback? Yes or no? We've seen Brock Purdy succeed, definitely, and he deserves absolute credit and respect. Going to back-to-back NFC championship games, a Super Bowl, etc., etc. And Shanahan deserves the respect as well. But it's like Sean Payton deserves the respect. This roster deserves the respect. Bo Nix deserves the respect. It's like, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I would like to hear more information as to why there can't be a pretty big step forward with the Denver Broncos. The Broncos last year were so ahead of schedule, it's not even funny. I mean, it's really not. And it's weird because there's this weird feeling that they're almost kind of behind because now Sean Payton's been there for a couple years and you had to pay Russ all that money, right? Like it's like you brought in Russ and Sean Payton wasn't even there. And then you bring in Sean Payton and it's like, okay, this is going to be great. But like it obviously wasn't. And you got to move on from Russ. And then you bring in a rookie. So it's like in one way, it's like you can kind of make it feel, you can kind of feel like they're behind schedule. On the other side, you could be like, they're actually ahead of schedule. Like it was some growing pains and for them to kind of get off the ground here. But I started year one, Bo Nix, Sean Payton. I don't care about anything else that happened prior to that. I really don't. It doesn't mean anything to me at that point. And to have the levels of success that they've had, not only with Bo Nix individually, as obviously a rookie quarterback, and the development that Sean Payton had with him, but also in terms of the roster, like the success of the defense. I mean, think about how you're in certain situations. Take the Commanders, perfect example. You're like, hey, this guy was really good, and we're really impressed with what Jaden Daniels can do this, that, and third. But like, man, this O-line was just wasn't good, and oh man, the defense, it just, we got Dan Quinn. He's got to get this defense on track, etc. That's not the Broncos situation. That wasn't the Broncos situation at all. It was just like, we need a couple weapons. And we need Bo Nix to shake off his rookie persona, essentially, right? He just needs to be, slowly but surely become the quarterback that we believe him to be. The roster's there. And again, you can be like, well, they need a little bit better of a run game, and it would be nice to have another weapon, tight end, whatever. And it's like that's all true, without a doubt. But like having to fix your entire defense, having to fix your O-line, like, you know what I mean? Like, we know in the modern era of the NFL, it's like you can fix your run game pretty quickly. You can go draft a running back, and unless you just completely don't flop, like that should have an impact. In the modern era of the NFL, it's like it's not the hardest to find another receiver, another tight end, someone just to physically catch the ball and make a play. It's like there's no true shortage of that right now. There's a shortage of like the elite, right? The really special ones, like that's fair. But like, the floor of those positions is pretty high at this point. That was the whole reason why someone like a running back was, and tight ends for that matter, quite frankly, why they don't get paid as much as like a wide receiver or something. Because it's just kind of like the feeling is kind of like, we can kind of get these guys anywhere. And even wide receivers these days, like that's a bubble that will pop too. They'll eventually realize, do we really need to pay someone $45 million? Like, there's receivers coming out here left and right now. Everybody wants to be a wide receiver because that's where all the money is, and so there's plenty of talent there. So it's hard to get linemen. It's hard to fit. It's hard to get a great offensive lineman. Like that is not the easiest thing to do, right? It's hard to like really look at a defense and be like, this was a mess, man. We couldn't get after the quarterback. We were getting burned in the secondary. Like there's just a lot more to do, and this defense was already really, 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 really good, and now you fortified it even more with arguably some pretty big swings, quite frankly, that you took from the 49ers. And it's like, all right, now you potentially have an even more suffocating defense. You have a great O-line, so you were able to get a lot of development out of your quarterback. Your quarterback was literally able to, by definition, get better week after week after week after week. You have the continuity with Sean Payton. You're upgrading the run game. You're upgrading the offense just in general. It's like, where's the oomph then? Again, if you don't think that they could take a big step forward in year 2 with this Bo Nix, Sean Payton thing, it's like, I'm kind of like, well, explain to me why. That's what I want to see. Explain to me why you still believe that the 49ers should be ahead of them. Why the Rams, the Bengals, and the Bengals are probably the hardest one because of Joe Burrow's established greatness and whatnot. But at the same time, it's hard because it's just like, I just don't know. Like I just said about the Broncos, it's like, you're lucky you have a great defense. It's hard to just magically make the defense great overnight. It's pretty rare to happen. And when it does happen, people are like, that was amazing. Like, wow, who the heck is the defensive coordinator over here, right? It's like, how did you just do that? It typically will take some pretty high level coaching and strategic offseason moves, which you have to wait to kind of see unfold. So yeah, I don't know. And to be clear, it's not like having the Broncos where they're at is like insulting. Last year, it was crazy where people saw them to be. Like that was kind of like, what am I looking at? But it's weird because I showed you in that mountain that he had Caleb Williams ahead of Bo Nix. And yet the Broncos are ahead of the Bears. If they have a better quarterback, like that, so that's where I'm kind of like. So then you believe then that they have the better roster? Do you think that they have the better coach? And so the only thing that's potentially holding them back then is their quarterback. But you just said that their quarterback was actually awesome. Like that's what I'm just trying to make sense of. I'm struggling to make sense. If they got a great roster, they got a great coaching staff, they got a great quarterback who actually had one of the best rookie seasons. What am I missing here then? What am I missing here? I don't know. You guys tell me. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Denver Broncos being ranked 11th according to Danny's top 12 teams, Danny's dozen best teams in the NFL? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.